Now, I looked through when I was originally putting this together. I looked through several of the platform as a service providers. You guys that went to Snowflake probably have been hearing about platform as a service, all the cloud stuff that's coming out where they provide you VM resources basically and let you just dump applications onto them. You can scale them out by just adding instances or scale it back by removing instances. Think of like things if you've heard of Heroku or Cloudbees, I think it's called. OpenShift. OpenShift is actually the one that I chose to go with for this presentation, largely because it has really easy support for a just drop it in and start up from the command line standalone application. Most of the providers want like a WAR file, which obviously is more common in an enterprise setting, but OpenShift is really good for this presentation. So I'm going to come over here and here's my OpenShift, and we create an application. So you can create a JBoss 6, JBoss 7, Zen, Node.js, all this stuff. They support all these different things. To do it yourself is like the wide open, anything goes kind of deal. They have Python and Perl and Java and everything all installed, and you just have to tell it what to do to run your stuff. So we're going to create a do-it-yourself application. And give it a name, like Derby Duck, because that's right there. And it's all create. Now the way this works is they create a Git repository for you. Git users, guys use Git? Some? Okay. Git is awesome. Tell us the version. Or CVS, God help you. And so we're going to get a Git repository here, which we're going to be able to clone, make changes to, and push back. And that's going to be our code, and it's going to be like our project in OpenShift, and that's going to tell it how to run. And that will be right here. Here's how we get our project. Modify. Bring that over here. Go up one level of the project directory. Clone it. Already have one. Supposed to remember to remove that in that. Okay. Alright, now I cloned it, and I can go change or test. Take a look at it with the line. See what we got. Okay, so we got this guy. We got a README that tells us a little bit of information about how all this stuff works. This miscellaneous, I don't actually know what that is. Here's a basic do-it-yourself. It's a README test server that just starts up. Kind of give you an example of how to do it. The important stuff is up in here. Our action hooks. These are like lifecycle. Think of them as lifecycle callbacks. They are shell scripts that get run at each phase of the deployment, where when you make a modification to this project and push it back to OpenShift, it first stops, and then I think builds, pre-builds, builds, deploys, post-deploys, start maybe before the deploy. I don't know. Good life cycle. All we're really interested in here is start and stop, because we're going to have everything built. We're uploading binary, which I should go take care of now, because if the connection here isn't very fast, it can take a little while. So this is our Git directory. This is the directory that I just cloned. There's our do-it-yourself and our OpenShift. I want to unzip the binary that I made back over in the other project directory. Okay. That went into Quick Web Service. There's our bin and our lib. If you look at bin, there's the shell script and the batch file. And then lib, there's all our jars, including Quick Web Service. Okay. So I'm going to add all of that. Yeah. Is it? And I will push it. So that will be uploading to OpenShift while I come over here and make the necessary changes to the start and stop script. First, we'll stop. First we'll start. Done. All of the wrong stuff coming out right now. All right, so this is an example of how you would start the test Ruby server. We don't want that. We want to, this is the several environment variables provided by OpenShift. tell you about the environment you're running in. This is where your project lives. And in there would be our quick web service directory that I just expanded. Because this right here is like the repo that I just checked out, but it's on their side. And in there is a bin, and in there is a quick web service startup script. So that's the shell script. Thank you. That's the shell script that will start this guy. And 2 command line arguments, right? Just so happens that right above it, Ruby server did the same thing. You got OpenShift internal IP. This is the IP that we're allowed to bind to on OpenShift. And then also a port. There we go. Let's just start it. In a normal startup script, I would like background this and redirect output to logs and all that stuff. We can leave it all in the foreground, and that way when we push it, we'll actually see it all starting up right in the console. Okay, so there's our start. And then our stop is actually going to be the same as the test Ruby server. I have to leave this because we want this to die when I push this up. Otherwise, the Ruby server will be running there and it'll interrupt our push. But all this does is it does a PS and greps for the process ID of something. We'll just look for the service. And so now when we stop, we'll kill Ruby web service. And if our push is done, I'll be able to add start and stop. Say, make it run. Push. I wrote all those scripts correctly. Here we go. So you're getting the life cycle. So here's the get push goes to right about there. And now you've got stuff from OpenStack. You've got a restart, running pre-build, running build, running deploy, and now we're into startup. This should look somewhat familiar from the log in the test. This is Jersey starting up. The HTTP server started on 127.8.210.1 port 8080. So we're running.
Every commit automatically starts running.
Every commit runs that series of hooks. So it does whatever you tell it to. We come back over here. We can say, I don't want to run a Jersey test. Instead, I want to go client resource. And back over on our dashboard, it tells us where we're running. Right there. All right, that's oh, yeah, good call. No. The port redirection happens for you. There you go. Happiness. And if you want, I can pull a poster and interact with it manually and prove to you that it works. And I'm not just pulling wool here.
If I come at it from a straight browser, what was the URL? Jersey Shift?
It's right here. You should get you should get a 405. Probably. Well, on this, actually, what would you get on this? You might get a 404 on that URL. You need to go to /users. Tell you what. You got it? Jersey test is the application name. Xanthos, that's my username. I use that everywhere because it's not used by anybody else. .rhcloud.com. OpenShift is Red Hat, by the way. If I didn't say that or you didn't know, that's Red Hat Open Cloud Platform. So I pull up the poster here. I go to the URL there. I say users. I'm going to send application JSON. Create a user name is Bob. And post. And I get a 201. And my location is that. So now if you go into your browser and go to that host /users/Bob, you should see the JSON representation of the Bob that I just created. Need the I have Bob. Okay, Bob. There you go. We got Bob out of the crowd.
Hey.
So you should see, there it is. Oh, XML, right. If you don't specify a content type, which of course browsers are terrible at content type negotiation, you're going to get back whichever one it decides to give you. So we can come over here. There's Bob. Yes. There's our XML. We had an accept header and accept application. JSON. Now we get them in JSON. Bob. And that's it. That is the end. That is all that I've got. I think I've got